Apologies for that short delay while we located a HDMI cable, and welcome back to Iridinod Rhythmgates, where we did have some slight accidents with ballista earlier. So we've stopped having accidents with ballista by turning them off, and we have plans for adding catapults in order to allow us to deal with things that have lost their legs and thus can't stand up in the ballista target zone. Though entertainingly, I suppose we're going to start by throwing ice at them, aren't we? So now, hang on, I'm just pondering a bit. We are, yes, and we have at least got coffins assigned, I think, to everyone whose corpses are left up here, though there seem to be surprisingly many of them. And two of them don't have tasks assigned to getting them downstairs. So Kib Eshimerush and Rhythmgates, I'm fairly sure I recognise the name of. We apologise for the weeping. I mean, actually, I was wondering if I should set up a noise gate to turn off the audio while I'm not speaking.
You can have a software package to do it called Noise Tools.
Thank you. There is actually an option in the settings for in OBS for that. We should get them preparing more lavish meals. I should make that automatic. Yes, so it was Rhythmgates, was it? Who, yes, does have a coffin, and thus is presumably going to come down here. But I think the other name up there, which is that one, which is, if I can distinguish those colours, which is represented by an @ is thus someone who wasn't a citizen and thus presumably doesn't actually merit getting a proper burial. Kib Eshimerush. I mean, I would say that I should learn how the phonology of Dwarvish works, but I'm pretty confident it doesn't actually have any phonology.
It turns out it's only a written language because the dwarves communicate by text in some kind of way.
It's true, we don't actually have any. I don't know that we have much evidence of them actually speaking. Though I think in adventure mode you can speak, so yes. I think there may be speech. So yes, I think whatever they were called, Kib Eshimerush is not eligible for burial, and that should thus be dumped. Right. Yeah. Oh yes, another bloody bunch of merchants have turned up, haven't they? Okay. Well, let's move some of the scrap clothing so that they'll take it away. Since we have a tradition of getting the traders to take scrap clothing away with them. There is also the ability to filter things. Maybe I should filter by large and get them to take away any random large clothing we've got that's not meltable, because we almost certainly don't have a use for that. Right, I'm not going to page through everything. Because like no one here, no one in the fortress can wear that stuff. This will mean that the dwarves spend all their time in the near future moving stuff around, but that's fine. Right, and then we should also move something valuable that we will actually be trying to sell. That ring qualifies, and there's presumably more weeping somewhere down here. Your actual bin of finished goods, that one, probably. This one phenomenally valuable bin. One day, some kobold is going to come and steal that bin. Right. Actually, I think I just found another pile of things that ought to be here, but still. Let's have a look. Maybe not. Maybe I was just being a stoat. Oh no, there we are. Those probably belong up here. They are undecorated actually, so maybe, or some of them are. Maybe they don't. Right. And we should probably request the trader up there as well. So, what's that? Oh, right, the stray donkey foal corpse, yes, we should dispose of that, and that, and that, and that, and that. Have we got any slabs engraved that we need to plant yet? Yes. So, Coulet Altarsom. Is that one? Hang on. What? Did I just... Have we got 2 memorials to Coulet Altarsom? That's embarrassing. Thank you. Yes, I'm sure you are. I don't know. Take advantage of a... Okay, it's a little more awkward when I'm doing it here. Maybe I should have done that macro the other way round. Yeah, whatever. We don't care. We're selling you whatever we've got, though. If you want earrings, that's very good. Doesn't stop them being able to buy them. Right, so
I suppose they could just say what and gesture maybe in the direction of their ear.
yes. So Stackard Lycotavus. That one. I should remember the other names. And Esm Odros Kilob. Though I haven't actually read out their memorials yet, have I? Let's do that because it's traditional. Yes, we do indeed have 2 memorials lying around to Kulet Oltarsom. Sorry, we're going to have to trash one of those. In memory of Kulet Oltarsom, born 167, suffocated, slain by the human Begu conjured date the Light in the second rampage of the human Begu conjured date the Light, who was actually a wear monitor, but at the time this slab was carved they turned back into a human, in Rhythmgates in the year 163, lover of the moss of caves. Alternatively, in memory of Kulet Oltarsom, born 167, suffocated, slain by the human Begu conjured date the Light in the second rampage of the human Begu conjured date the Light, in Rhythmgates in the year 173, friend of Yaks. So there. In memory of Stikuliku Tavuz, born 157, struck down by the Bronze Colossus, and Gumost Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes. In the Rampage of the Bronze Colossus, Gumost Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes, in Rhythmgates in the year 173. In memory of Esm Odros Kilob, born 106, struck down by the Bronze Colossus, and Gumos Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes. In the Rampage of the Bronze Colossus, and Gumos Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes. In Rhythmgates in the year 173. Mayor of the Page of Passions, 168 to 173. No longer the mayor, owing to being dead. Someone gets an olivine slab, it looks like. Seb asked what's Sutarura, and I'm not sure what they're on about.
Isn't Sutarura the bronze slab?
Oh, right. Yes, thank you. Yes, Sutarura is the native copper slab with the secrets of life and death on it, which no one reads.
And which originally arrived in the fortress because some large monster was using it as a bludgeoning weapon.
Yes, yes. An Etin, maybe? Something arrived over the mountains carrying a native copper slab engraved with the secrets of life and death and beating up coyotes with it. Since then it has been in the library and no one has read it as far as we know. It's a building now, isn't it? So yes, it is a native copper slab called Sutarura, which this is native copper slab. All craftsmanship is of the highest quality. The slab reads "The Secrets of Life and Death." Okay, so strictly maybe it doesn't actually have the secrets of life and death on it. Maybe it merely has the text "The Secrets of Life and Death," which is why it isn't turning anyone into a necromancer. I don't know. And yes, it has been used to kill a coyote and is thus covered in coyote blood. Because dwarves don't have the ability to clean objects, as far as I know.
Despite that one who kept trying to clean things in the face of a rampaging colossus.
They'll clean places. No, you'll observe that there are no bloodstains at all down this corridor now. Because they've all been cleaned. Yep, we don't yet have any more. Well, I think someone else has gone there to clean up after the cleaning staff, so yes, there isn't even...
If any species we're going to have cleaning staff you need to clean up after, it would be dwarves.
What are you doing? Right, you're collecting something from up here. Curiously, I don't think magma removes bloodstains. But it will remove the blood coating from an object, along with melting the object to slag, which might not be what you wanted from your native copper slab engraved with the secrets of life and death.
I'm intrigued by the notion it might not actually have anything on it but the title.
I mean, I don't know what a genuine necromancer slab looks like, so... Oh, right, we haven't actually got any more memorials scheduled to be made yet. Right, I should find the names of more people who need memorialising then. Lolo... Actually, it's usually the answer is just anyone who is... we've got all of them erected, so anyone who is as yet unmemorialised. But is entombed. I think they're listed here by when they arrived in the fortress, on the grounds that that's when they appear, when they get added to the list of citizens. Is that everyone? 2 slabs engraved. Yes, sorry, that was an accident. But also apparently not buried. Let's just dispose of the spurious slab.
I say spurious slag, I'll go for showing the transformed picture. It's truly empty.
We could engrave slabs for all the kittens if you want. Or at least for one, like, representative kitten.
That's surely the implication of the unborn kitten.
So just for the first stray kitten on the list, or maybe the last? The problem is we probably do know how the kitten died. Okay. But kittens are now traditional in this fortress. Like the last fortress we used pigs. Here we use kittens. Or sometimes cats, because the kittens grow up. Right, and we've got a bit of... See, more kittens. We've got a bit of extra space for our... coffins now, which is good. Right, and we have some space for installing at least one catapult. I don't care. So we probably need at least a bit of space around the catapult for storage of rocks, or can we be cleverer? Do we do something slightly silly involving minecarts for rock storage? Because then we can have then we can arrange that the rocks are all in a single square, so we could have one square that's close to the centre of the catapult where we keep all of its rocks. Though actually there is just as close to the centre of the catapult, isn't it? The thing is, incoming rocks are going to go clonk here, fall down here onto the pile of ballista arrows, and then need to be moved. But we could arrange to tunnel through here and just have a rock stockpile there, possibly with some, and then something. But then even that, there's still a slight advantage to doing this via a minecart, so that we can quantum stockpile them all in this square. I think clearing out that space is safe, as in, I don't think that... Oh no, we can't clear out that square because that's the thing that the ballista arrows whack into. So clearly we want to dig that way. No, actually, upward ramp. Does it need to be a ramp? Is it helpful for it to be a ramp? I'll make it an upstairs there. Ramp has the advantage that we can push minecarts up ramps, can't we? Yeah, let's make it a ramp anyway. So an up ramp is R. And actually that. And then we do the same thing on that side. And then I think this is safe, and the boulders will go sailing over the heads of the ballista operators in a completely non-fatal way.
That always works.
So let us now... Well, let's just see how this works even if we don't have rock stockpiles for now, and then we may have to enhance the rock transport system a bit. Here comes someone with some siege engine components. Actually, to be fair, with catapult components, you do need 3 catapult components to make a catapult and 3 ballista components to make a ballista. They are actually distinct.
They don't even move on the same kind of wheels.
Right, meanwhile, we've probably got... Okay, the broker is still on their way. Avos Lico thing. Jutton, yes, I think we probably can throw ice from the catapults. We'll see how it works. I suspect they will start by throwing ice because that's what's conveniently available. The awkward thing is I don't think you can stockpile ice because ice doesn't appear in the list of types of stone, as I understand it. In memory of Avus Lycotrimad, born 137, struck down by the Bronze Colossus Ungumos Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes. In the rampage of the Bronze Colossus Ungumos Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes. In Rhythmgates in the year 173. Loving father and husband.
If the Colossus rampages twice in the same year, all memorials have to grow a disambiguating extra thing.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure when one rampage ends and the next one begins. Like, because it stopped rampaging now that we've locked it away in a cupboard.
I think it stops actually rampaging. It might, for all we know, it might not stop trying to rampage. But I think there's an implication of some success.
In memory of Lolor Vushestadt, born 109, struck down by the Bronze Colossus and Gumos Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes. In the rampage of the Bronze Colossus and Gumos Beast strikes the Chaos of Axes. In Rhythmgates in the year 173. Loving father, lover of crossbows.
Wow. Unfortunately, the crossbows do not help very much against the Kimberley prawns.
In memory of S. Alothson Sedor, born 101, shot and killed with a cropper ballista arrow in the year 173. First one of those we found. Militia captain of the Page of Passions 166 to 173, united with Kimberlite.
Since they're buried in it, or
Just that obviously in their afterlife there will be Kimberlites because they like Kimberlite. Oops, I forgot to read that one. Undo that and then read it. In memory of Merle Erithkezat, born 172, shot and killed with a copper ballista arrow in the year 173. Nothing more to say because was only a year old. In memory of Rhythmgates, born 118, shot and killed with a copper ballista arrow in the year 173. Devoted father, lover of the moss of caves.
That's not literally the moss of caves, that's something capital letters.
Yes, I think that's either... I suspect that's a poetic or literary form. Probably. Doesn't feel like it's an individual object. I'm not sure how we find out about poetic and literary forms. Well, let's dispose of some teeth while we're here. Only if you're interesting. You're not going to stay if you're a boring scholar. Tun Thingamy is a perfectly ordinary scholar. She is dwarven. She's incredibly skinny. We basically only know what she looks like. We don't know much else about her. Basically, you're not getting to stay here unless you're interesting, which probably means unless you're a necromancer. What is that? Oh, it's an enraged giant cave toad. Well, let's send the gloved tundras to dispose of it. I think a giant cave toad is just about big enough to be dangerous. Or at least to interrupt everyone while they're installing highly important memorials. In memory of a cat. Born 170, struck down by the Forgotten Beast Isa Echo Deeps the Urns of Burying, in the rampage of the Forgotten Beast Isa Echo Deeps the Urns of Burying, in Rhythmgates in the year 171. That will go at one end of the... at one of the dwarven entrances to the shooting gallery. And at the other end, in memory of a sow, born 169, went missing in the year 170. I have no idea. It'll take a little while to get those slabs all the way up here. Right, are we in a position to trade? We are. I think we may have asked for some nice metal last time. Oh, go on then. Do you think that might be worth something?
Okay, that
Presumably something not in there that I should trade first. Things that haven't managed to get put in a bin yet.
at the bottom of the list on the right, the large donkey leather trousers. Trousers. That's definitely very I never said that his type level outside made his donkey happy, but it would be very good.
You could get more turkeys. We probably don't need more turkeys.
Turkeys for more.
I am now. The peacocks are now reminding me of my my fortress where I constructed an entire Cambridge College court on the surface. I think I put peacocks in it. Not that we usually have them around here, but maybe I put ducks in it. Maybe that would be was more appropriate. Anyway, I think we're actually okay for booze for the most part. We're okay for most things, frankly. It wasn't a depiction of any particular college. It was a courtyard with grass in the middle, using an odd feature of cave-ins that means that if you cave in a grass surface, all of the different kinds of grass just get reduced to a flat grass so that it looked more uniform. And a paved road around the outside and staircases with 4 rooms off each that the dwarves could live in. Oh, and obviously a restricted traffic zone on the lawn, so that dwarves would only walk on the lawn under extreme provocation. And like as a form of place for dwarves to live, it worked fairly well. We probably still need weapons, don't we? Admittedly, copper spears we can probably make ourselves. I mean, everything we can make ourselves, but like, if people are going to come, bring it with them. I may have to give them a fourth trinket. Maybe not the copper ones. Goodness, those are good boots. We're going to have to give them lots of trinkets. Here, have lots of trinkets. And all of the rubbish. Possible we may have enough footwear now. Shields should be made of wood, makes them lighter. They still work perfectly well as shields, so they need replacing a bit more often. This is actually going to cost a non-trivial amount of our stuff. I mean, okay, when I say a non-trivial amount of our stuff, I mean maybe over 10% of it. If anyone thinks of anything I should be buying, then do say. Ooh, a giant olm's valuable. We get lots of them. I'm like buying the valuable food here, so that we can make it into even more valuable prepared meals. Obviously that means all the cheese, if we can find any cheese. They brought any cheese? Someone just gave birth to kittens. We have enough cannon fodder, I think. Did we accidentally request cheese last time? I think we might have done. So we agreed to pay phenomenal amounts for cheese. And so they have turned up with cheese. All the cheese. And I can quite understand why. Maybe I should record this rather than doing it by hand. I'll avoid wearing out my return key. Right, we have to add extra items to allow for the cheese. It is certainly quite a lot of cheese. Obviously I also buy some books and lots of parchment. I wonder how much profit they're going to insist on. We aren't currently doing anything musical. We could try to understand music. Right, we've still got plenty of trinkets left. Here, have extra trinkets so as to make you happy. Oops, I didn't mean that. Leave trade requested. I actually meant that R. To check whether there was anything very new there. Oh, is this the major thing that I lost when when we had the crash last time? Was me tagging vast amounts of stuff for dumping? Yeah, you do look rather injured. Well, yes. I shall dump things a little more cautiously than last time. Do I have a shortage of siege engineers by any chance? No, I don't. There was someone actually working on it, wasn't there? I remember. There are actually two separate people, one working on each catapult. just takes a little while because it involves lugging things all the way up from the main fortress.
I've had window time open in the publishing review from early February when you sent me the one message saying group watch to talk to the next box. And everything since then is just you snoozing. So it just says quick snooze, sitting down, snooze. The traditional amphibians, so with you that needs on for rooms. Snooze, my old, snooze, my old.
Let's just offer them this phenomenally valuable ring. Here, have a phenomenally valuable ring. Jeez. We're probably short of barrels, actually, aren't we? Well, while they're here, do they have any empty barrels? Quite a lot of them, yes. How about you swap me all of these empty barrels, apart from that one, which is very, very expensive. Well, I suppose my dwarves might like looking at it. How about you swap me all those buckets, not barrels, all those nice empty barrels for this fine helmet snake bone ring. Ecstatic, excellent.
Yeah, the best bit for them about that is not only have they made a profit, but they don't have an enormous amount of heavy stuff to lug all the way back.
Yes, it's true. Probably don't need all of these doors anymore.
Right, good night.
Check that those are actually still under construction. Yes. Here comes someone lugging an olivine slab. Basically, none of our current scholars are interesting, are they? No. You can visit, but you can't live here. Right, that slab is installed. Currently, Iridinod's criteria for tenure are you a necromancer? Or possibly in some other way interesting, but so far I think only necromancers have looked like they even might qualify. Welcome, migrants. We will probably slaughter your beasts once they've properly arrived. Why are these corpses lying around in this corridor? Oh, I think they accidentally got caught by the opening drawbridge while the door was open, which isn't meant to happen, but like sometimes does. And of course, once the door gets jammed open, then everything else gets hurled out through it in an unhelpful fashion. Right, so this catapult is now ready. So let us, since no one is likely to be in the path of that one anyway, let's see if people can set it up to fire. Actually, let's set it on prepare to fire first. It's everything on this level that needs disposal. A giant scaly nematode. It has an enormous shell and it undulates rhythmically. Its gold scales are blocky and set far apart. Beware its noxious secretions. I'm just going to have a quick check on this to make sure it more or less covers the right area and there isn't anything embarrassingly outside of it. Like, for instance, several of the bedrooms. Don't really mind so much if some of the mines are outside. So that should cause everyone to suddenly come inside. Happily it's not very fast. So all being well, everyone will make it indoors. Yes, I think N indeed is for nematode. There is already a kitten in place, so I think now we should, these people should mostly have come in by now. We should pull those two levers in order to expose the traps. Yeah, don't worry, we have plenty of spare kittens. Four scholars have turned up since this nematode did. I just spotted some unmined gems. Well, we'll get on to them shortly. Doing my usual thing of giving everyone as much time as possible to get indoors. Though they do appear to be coming in through the kitten hatch because I haven't actually locked it. No one is to go, actually it's okay to go in there if you want. No one is to go down that staircase. Unhappiness will ensue if you go down that staircase. Not quite sure what this scholar is trying to do down here. Okay, I'm going to lock the doors now because I can't see that forgotten beast for all the miasma. And like, it would be embarrassing if I screwed that up. Yes, it is heading in there, right. Let's see if we can get someone to pull that lever. Not fast enough, sadly. Almost fast enough. Right, we've delivered a replacement kitten. Hello, are you going anywhere? Alright, there's a bunch of kittens out in the caverns apparently, or are those Crundles? I think those must be Crundles given the number of them. I think our forgotten beast is getting distracted by Crundles. I think this forgotten beast is going to get an epithet from this. I think it's just confused at the moment and isn't sure where to go. This is a target-rich environment. And the Grundles are much faster than the forgotten beast. So it may be that it's only going to be able to kill them by accident almost. If it's sensible, it'll come after our kitten, which is conveniently in a confined space. rather than pursuing these crundles. Indeed, our kitten... No, actually, our kitten isn't in a confined space. Our kitten escaped. And meanwhile, up on the surface, we have an incoming Etin. I think the kitten grew up while it was waiting. I certainly hope the Etin would like to meet our siege weapons. I'm slightly worried that an Etin might actually be a building destroyer. So to be on the safe side, I'm going to put a solid wall here. And here. But actually suspend that one briefly, just so they get built in the... Oh no, that's not a problem. I'm going to say so that they get built in the correct order, but if one of them were blocking the other, I wouldn't need both of them. The point being that these might end up separated from the outside, from the siege weapon alley by only a door, which I think Etins might be able to knock down. Let's just lock all of the doors in this area, whether or not I think they're strictly relevant. Why has someone all the way down there taken on the job of pulling the lever? I mean, I appreciate that I need to reorganise this lever, but I did build the second front door lever. I don't think it's connected yet. I could check, but it would be really embarrassing if we accidentally closed the front door and opened it again. Let's just have a look. Yeah, it's not connected yet. I can't see an Etin up here, and surely this dwarf would have run into the Etin on the way if it had been heading this way. So that's that door closed. Where's the Etin then? No, I mean really, where is the Etin? What happened about that Etin? We had an Etin. Oh right, the Etin is a sacred sandal. whatever the hell that is. Right, we should unlock the door that will allow. I think it's some kind of a religious role. Meanwhile, let's see what happens if we fire this catapult. Whee! Thwack. Well, that worked. Right, we should switch those to fire at will. Yes, I've been advised to not forget my forgotten beast. What are we doing about the forgotten beast? We are pulling that lever and then installing yet another kitten. Yes, I think it's still chasing grundles. So it looks like my dwarves are not willing to use ice in the catapults. See, still hunting grundles. I think my Etienne's got distracted by a scholar. I should probably restrict the library to try to stop the scholars arriving. You're right, it's a sacred scandal, not a sacred sandal. I'm sorry.
To be fair, your sandals are fairly holy. Ah, ah, ah.
Let's see what's going on downstairs. That's closed, so we can ask for Officially, there is a cat assigned to that, but I don't think we can. I think it's fled into the caverns. Plus, it's grown up. We only put kittens in here. Yeah, let's ask for that kitten instead. Also, while we're here, that yak looks like it wants slaughtering before it starves to death. I mean, the Forgotten Beast has a dent in its shell now. And the Forgotten Beast is close to being in the right place. Only someone can bring us a kitten. What's in those 2 cages? Oh, we've caught 2 crundles. That's not very helpful. Well, there are still 4 cage traps with cages in them, so it's probably okay. Here, Forgotten Beast, there's a nice kitten over here. Yes, I know there are crundles there, but the crundles will run away from you. Come and catch the nice kitten. Okay, meanwhile, what's going on the surface? Yetin is still running around on the mountainside. Still a kitten waiting for you? Yes, that's the correct direction for the kitten. Yes, right, I believe you're going to go to the kitten. I'm going to pull the lever now. No! That would have been perfectly timed if the Forgotten Beast hadn't suddenly changed direction. Right, I think the Forgotten Beast is in there under that cloud of miasma. Yes. Now the kitten's running out. And it's a little while before anyone will get to that lever. And there goes the door, closing. Fresh kittens. We've got these lovely doors here you could be demolishing if you wanted to come in. Do I actually have to provide a kitten for you as well? Because that's quite difficult. I've carefully walled myself off from that area. Oh well. Let's let the bronze colossus out in case it meets the kitten. The kitten? The Etin. Oh, the Etin's in the right place. Right. That worked. Pull that lever. Lock the door against both Bronze Colossus and the Etin. Go, where exactly are my siege operators? Okay, we need to leave that door unlocked because otherwise the Etin's going to go away. At least until the Etin gets close to it. Oh, the Bronze Colossus has come out. Okay. Bronze Colossus Etin fight. Maybe. Okay, I think the Etin can no longer stand, so we want to, even before anyone has managed to fire any ballista arrows, shut down the ballistae and start firing the catapults. Meanwhile, someone should be pulling this lever. I mean, this is definitely messy. Who are you and where are you going? Oh, you're trying to leave, but I've locked the front door for obvious reasons. Right, the Etin and the Bronze Colossus are now sensibly locked away. This human is climbing along the ballista corridor such that they are in the path of any ballista arrows that might get fired. Not that they're going to be, because we've switched everyone over to operating catapults. Not that anyone's operating the catapults either. Right, they've got climbed back down again now, I think. Because we've opened the front door, and so they have a sensible... Well, we haven't opened the front door yet. We're about to open the front door. Well, that wasn't a very good bit of catapult firing, was it? The stone made it to there. Since we named the ballista. Well done, you fired a ballista. I've asked you to stop firing ballistas quite some time ago. Okay, let's try to hook up that second lever. Here is someone lugging a stone very slowly. Yes, we probably want a half-useful stone stockpile near to these, because the Etin is now dead. Having finally been killed by the Bronze Colossus. Forgotten Beast downstairs has found another grundle. Right, we've got another kitten in place, so let's lock that. Pull that lever. And winter is upon me. So yes, the Etin is dead. I mean, the last Etin we managed to kill with our own military, so it's not too surprising. But the Bronze Colossus is still there. We could kind of tempt the Bronze Colossus back into its cupboard again with a bit of care. Or we could drop rocks on it, throw rocks at it in the hope that that will eventually squash it. Though, like, I suspect bronze is just as resistant to rocks as it is to well, there's a couple of grundles up here. How about a Forgotten Beast? I think it's heading the right way. Oh, it's going to get distracted by a Crundle. Then stand around looking a bit confused. And then go off. Oh, no, in it goes, right. Perhaps do with the longer corridor there. So that we don't have to pull this lever with quite such urgency. Assuming the Forgotten Beast doesn't get confused again. Don't stand there. It may cause damage to the drawbridge. There's a nice stationary kitten for you. Go and eat the kitten. Right, lots of lovely webs. I think that Forgotten Beast is now... Oh dear. How did that happen? Someone just died of dehydration. Right, so that Forgotten Beast is probably now safely ensconced in its hole. Okay, you were probably mad or something. Sorry. Well, we're going to let people out to bury you anyway. Because Forgotten Beast is where it is meant to be. And has now got itself caught in a cage. Oops, have I not unlocked that? No, I haven't unlocked the door. The floor hatch yet, have I? And this kitten survived. Let's just erect the Crundle cages outside somewhere so that we can let the Crundles out of them. Right. So the only slight problem is that our Bronze Colossus... What? Oh, Stoats. Not a serious problem, but I should make sure the other Forgotten Beast can't shoot webs at everyone. Right, that should work better now. Oh yes, and let everyone into the caverns. Right. Good night, Claire. I will stop in a moment anyway. Why is someone still firing ballistae? Oh right, because it's still set to fire at will. That would be an error. There goes a stone, mind. We're about to get another stone. Let's actually mark that one as not in use for now, because the Bronze Colossus is in the southern corridor. I want to see if they can actually hit the Bronze Colossus with a stone. This one is set to fire at will, so I think that shortly, somewhat hampered by the fact that someone is bringing a stone from miles away to activate it, to load it, I think because dwarves have a bit of a habit of going to the nearest object of the correct type to where they start working on the job. Okay. Oh yes, I should open the library again, shouldn't I? Okay, the Bronze Colossus has changed sides. And change sides again. Okay, we've got someone ready to fire the east catapult. So if the Bronze Colossus moves round